resolution of 200 pixels per inch. 8-bit RGB color mode, start transparent, blah blah blah. Anyway, this is the size I use because I like for my customers to have larger file sizes. So let's go ahead and get started. These are the brushes that I use. So I'm going to go ahead and pop them in here and in Picardo so that you guys have access. I do not have a southern accent. Odd. Surely I don't. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm just in denial. Alright, so I like using fun colors when I line because it keeps me interested and lining sucks. Hold on, sending a text message and I can't do two things at once. I don't have that brain. So we can go to, this orange is a little bright. I'll do this for my background color. And I'll do, this is kind of a pretty color. Alright, so first thing, make a sketch, find the brushes. So the brushes I linked for you are here for me. I usually sketch with a bigger brush size, 70% opacity, whatever. I'm just gonna do quick, let's just do a headshot sketch. Feeling headshot. Oh, has the sound gone lower? Let me fix that. How about now? Am I a little bit better? Or now? There we go. I think this might be better. Sketch. Alrighty, so there's the sketch that I'm going to line. Before I do that, I usually liquefy to check my anatomy. It's kind of like cheating, but whatever, I don't care. Cheating is good. Don't tell your teachers that. opacity on this guy, make a new layer. This is going to be for my lines. And we're going to go to paths. So I typically like my lines between 2 and 5 pixels. I'm going to do 3. Make sure you turn your opacity back up to 100%. And you're going to use the amazing pen tool. And I'm going to get this one thing done, and then I'll be back. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, back to lining. Alright, new layer, paths, pen tool. So what I do is I make sure that I line whatever's close to me or what's overlapping something first. So you're gonna go here. It's a little thin. So keep the path. Go to making this about 5. Oops. Stroke path. One a little thicker. There we go. That's about the thickness that I want. That's entirely variable and entirely up to you. Line thickness has to do with style, so that is why I vary that. So now we're going to come here and do another one like this. Unstroke it and that. Alright. Then go here. Make pretty ears. Stroke path. New path. Stroke path. I'm not sure if you can't hear. If you can't hear me, then that's probably why you're on your phone. But it's okay. I'll do this all. This. All right. So your fundamentals of lining are that. Oh. Huh. Maybe this will help again. I think the problem is my mic doesn't like to stay close to my face. Let's try that. That might work a little better. All right. So this, for Photoshop, is just going to get your bigger lines. You're going to do a lot of your other lines kind of by hand. So we're going to get our bigger lines out of the way. Let's go ahead and get these bigger lines out of the way again. Like I said, you can do a keyboard shortcut if you want to make a new layer. That's the easiest thing to do. I just want to make sure that you guys can see it. Here. When I do my sketches, I tend to be really sketchy, so when I line, I just kind of split the difference between lines. Hold on. How about now? Is that better? That? Any better? Like this? Can you hear me? Hear me? Turn it back on. Settings. Alright, how about now? Any better? Oh. You guys can hear now? Okay. System sounds, it doesn't help me. Alright, that might help. Okay. Let's try that. I didn't hear anything on JM. I am talking. Ricardo. Alrighty. There we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Hopefully I don't have to yell too loud. Alright. So what I said before is that basically what you're going to hit with Photoshop's pen tool are going to be these big lines that you want to be really straight and kind of thick, because we're going to make line edits in a bit. So where you start and stop is up to you. Now I like to go back to this layer with my eraser. You're going to do a hard, round eraser. Oh, I might be able to make this work. Stop.
You will now be placed into the conference.
You might be able to hear me now? Maybe? Oh well. Yeah, if you can hear me, that's awesome. If you can't, sorry. Oh, cool, you can hear me. Alright, that's helpful to know that JM can actually do that. Alright, so now I'm going to erase. See, and you're going to erase at an angle that gives you that kind of like sharp edge look. In Psy, you can get this with, in Psy you can get this effect just by when you draw your lines, but in Photoshop I haven't figured out how to do that, so I just do it this way. Go through and fix your edges. Fix the edges. Fix the edges. Fix edges. That. Fix that edge.
You are the last party in the conference.
Ah! Okay. There we go. Alright, so when you do the simulate pressure, it actually ends up coming out pretty crappy because it doesn't make a full line. So I can show you what that looks like. So if you do like, there's an ugly line for you. Simulate pressure. See how it does the lightest pressure possible? You can change that in your brush settings, but that's just such a pain. I don't like doing that. That's what it looks like. So I like doing it this way because I like my lines to be a little bit chunky anyway. I think it looks good. So that's why I don't do that. And I kind of like a little bit of the hand-drawn effect, which is the other reason why I prefer lining in Psy, and why I'm going to show that one in my next video. So little things to make your lines kind of pop. Just come in here with your hand. Do stuff like that. You can do this in Psy if you don't want it to be too, like mine, you can see my hand shake. It's kind of good to add some fluff in there. Yeah, if you can do a mixture of simulating pressure, especially for like these little details, but most of it you're going to want to use the actual pen tool for. And if you're getting really good at the pen tool, then you don't have to draw at all. I like drawing a little bit just because, I don't know, I like adding that little bit of a hand-drawn look to it. It's entirely personal preference. That, and I like simulating my pen pressure, right? A little bit. Like this, how you have your large pen, especially on the mouth, because when you do the mouths, they have like that little thing right there. And like little details like that. Kind of cute to do like this. That's how to do that. Hair is probably going to be the tougher one to do in Photoshop. I typically do it in Psy, but you can do it in here. You just have to be okay with whatever your hand gives you, or you can do like what Delta suggested and do the simulate pressure. I'm just, when I do hair, I don't really predict where it's going. I'm not that good at that, so I kind of do it on the fly. So another thing you could do is like better sketch out your hair on a different layer, like this. Say I want a line there to end, but I want this to come down here, not to go there, to there, maybe have a little hanging thing there. And then what I could do is lower the opacity on this, go back to your main lines, and go back to your pen tool. And here would be a kind of a cool place to simulate the pressure. But remember, this has to be stuck on it, you know, because otherwise your hair will look kind of funky. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do a normal one. No stroke, but don't simulate. And then what you can do is go back to your layers with your eraser. since I'm doing this pretty quick for a tutorial and this isn't a commission, I'm going to go a little bit faster and just hand draw this stuff, where I would focus a little bit more on a commission, making my lines look better. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this really fast. So we have forelock. You can always toggle and untoggle this bottom and this sketch layer to see how your lines end up looking. And of course, you know, the lines that you do with the pen tool look better. Yeah, it's just how it goes. Now, for eyes are kind of fun. I like to do my eyes by hand. You can do them in Photoshop, but I like giving a little bit of an edge to them, and I kind of make them like how a lot of people draw stylized wolf eyes. Come in here and make the upper lid a little darker. Give it some lashes of various length. Character. This goes a little far. Do this in here. Add some lashes there. Then this hair is kind of like the fun and easy part, because you just basically draw a bunch of bumps. Draw little mini lines in here if you want to add that. Lots of bumps. You can shake up the different shaped bumps. The most important part is that all of your bumps connect. And here. Make sure it connects here. So where you start getting more of your hair. Alright, here's we'll go back to the pen tool. Do some of these bigger hairlines, like this one. Should come out here. Going this way. And this one is going to be a major line. Run through here. So it makes a pretty little curvy thing. So make sure I put a better curve. And then a little line come off of here. It's kind of cool. Make a little different curvy look to that. Oops. Going a little crazy. A little line off of here. A little cadence to the hair. This will be a fun one. Kind of give a little oomph to. Then when it gets into the edges, I'll probably go back to my hand drawing, which of course won't look quite as hot because I'm unsteady hands. I'm go in here, do stuff like little lines. Give your hair a little this, and then always make sure that as you go, clean up your lines a little bit. And again, I'm going faster, so it's not going to look as good. Definitely not something I would commission. Back to the pen tool. Make this big line. Whoops. Alright, so that's how you do that part. Then I go back to my layers, I come back, and so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up a little bit. I don't have to clean that one up because I'm going to connect it. Except this, I'm going to go in here like that. Go ahead and come up in here. And do kind of a little thing here. For whatever reason, my pen pressure is also not doing opacity. I'm not entirely sure why that is. We see it's the same density, just a different thickness. Normally I like messing with the opacity too. Let me go to my brushes. Yeah, that's something I'll probably look into. Aha, there we go. That's the setting I was looking for. That's a little bit too much, but whatever. Focus on that later. Alright, so here, like so, like so. Yeah, and this is not what I would call commission quality. It's decent, but it's not perfect. Alright, so now we're going to go through with our slightly opaque brush. A little bit of muscles, some interest. Alright, and we have lines. So now this is how you get your lines to a point where they're drawable. You're going to take your, it's the magic wand tool. You're going to click outside the lines. You're going to select inverse, and this is the trick. You're going to select, modify, contract. by 1 pixel. And it brings in your selection. See how it's on the line now? So now you're going to go to select, modify, and contract it by 1 more time. Now it's inside the lines. I'm going to do a new layer, pull it underneath, grab your paint bucket, different color, and split out. Now you have something where you can color, so you can come here and make a clipping mask. Oops, nope, that's the wrong one. Clipping mask. And now you can paint. So let's say if I wanted to make this a little pink roan, I could come in here with one of my little texture brushes. A little bit of variation. Take my Yep. I hate smudging, especially in this program. I have a lot of stuff going. It would be a lot faster if you could join me and Photoshop and iTunes. Let me grab all of the brushes. For the video, I will include the links to the brushes in the description. So, my line art brush, and let's go here and do blend brushes. It's in my favorites. I always favorite the stuff that I use. But I'm just gonna quick search it because I know what it looks like. No, let's do smudge. Smudge brush. Aha, here we go. Thank you, John Silva. Alrighty. And so that is how you line in Photoshop. And if you want to, like one of the other things that I do, I'll just show you really quick. I like to put the hair on a different layer. So I'll come in here with my little magic wand selection, and I'll go my lines layer, and I'll click everywhere that's not the hair, like this. And then I will do the select inverse and make a new layer, which I have here, and come in here with a so I do it like so, and then the fun part is you can actually get rid of that by going to the horse lines again, selecting the outside of it like this, going back to your layer, and deleting your excess. Voila! So yeah, that's just quick how to line something from a sketch. This is my style, so you can vary your style by doing a few things. I'll make notes. Let me shift everything over. Do something dark. Pull back my line brushes. Wherever they ran off to. Here they are. Do a new layer. New layer. Bigger brush. Vary your style by 1 line width by doing the brush size. 2 anatomy, first. Your sketches will generally always be in what is quote unquote your style, because your sketches are how your hand will naturally move. Um, Lumia, if you want it, you can have it. I can just give you the file, it's not a problem. And then your third way, to kind of help varying your style with this kind of stuff, um, besides doing your anatomy where you sketch first and your alignment and your brush size, is going to be hair movement. And this also kind of comes from sketch first and study photos. Alright, so that is that. And I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to stop the recording now, and if anyone has any other questions, I will do those. Thank you for watching.